Greetings, greetings. Give thanks and praise to the mystic laws of the universe and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our thoughts and our path in all ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. We do give thanks and praise. Yeah, man. I think I should record this and then put it out there, but we just have a free flow. What's a West Indian payment defense? Now, what's the context? The US dollar is the world reserve currency for the IMF and World Bank members. Jamaica's currency is pegged from the US dollar. Currency peg is a policy in which a national government or central bank sets a fixed exchange rate for its currency with a foreign currency and stabilizes the exchange rate between countries. Now, as we move forward, let us share some more information on peg currency or currency peg. But I think that's where the money manipulation really exists. And if the US dollar, the world reserve currency, I would ask the question, why is the Jamaica dollar so devaluated to the point where its currency is basically useless compared to the US dollar at about 150 to 1? I remember when it was like I don't think it was exactly a dollar for dollar, but it's like a dollar and a little bit of change. And that time at my time, then in the 80s now, when we really start earn, we could have remember the US dollar was like 8 Jamaican dollar for one. And this about 1989, them time there. So can you know, imagine the inflation. This is why I can't get involved in the politics, because there is no way I would be out there at work for Jamaican dollar. When in truth and in fact you should be working and I get the exact equivalent as the US dollar. But this is them strategy for enslave a people economically, financially, and maintain their enslavement. And again, because of the lack of knowledge, specifically accurate knowledge. Yeah, man. And why I place this information where I say the US dollar is the world reserve currency is because when we share financial information, people here on the island we ignore it thinking that a foreign thing, not realizing, it apply to any either say society where I use this dollar or its equivalent. That's why them say the dollar is a reserve currency. And then they will break down specifically what constitutes a dollar. and the difference between a dollar and money. So these are the specificities where our people have to take our time, familiarize ourselves with, so we can at least be accurate in whatever we are trying to do out there. If the earth is out of course and the demonic forces are governing the earth, then it's no surprise when the information that most people will get, you would say, is misleading or it is incomplete. This is why we say if we don't choose to apply ourselves for ourselves, then we really never can point a finger anywhere else. Can't blame nobody else. We have to take that responsibility. Them information, you can't get it in a school. Nowhere. It's in no curriculum or their organized educational system. It not exists. This is what you call the alternative information, the private information. Now it's on you, the listener, to qualify the information. Yeah, man. No need to throw stones at the messenger. Just, scrutinize or dissect the message, validate it, qualify it, confirm it, and then you can choose to reject it. Now it's a central bank, Jamaica. Because Jamaica have a central bank, and Jamaica get loan from the IMF. Jamaica is an IMF and a World Bank member. Our people might be unaware of this side of things. And me thought the common folk, they are the so-called want-to-be elites. They might be cognizant of this information. This is why them profess and purport themselves to be rich and wealthy. But it's true and in fact slave legacy. It's just that the people who are presumed to be slaves, are totally unaware of the extant enslavement. Man. So we're going to start again from the top context. The US dollar is the world reserve currency for the IMF and World Bank members. Jamaica's currency is pegged from the US dollar. A currency peg is a policy in which a national government or central bank set a fixed exchange rate for its currency with a foreign currency like the US dollar and stabilizes the exchange rate between countries. So that means that there is somebody sitting down somewhere and manipulate the exchange rate, man, between these countries. So it's safe to say a group at once can decide whether or not, a country either say attain success or failure. This is why we will always be a debtor, always be indebted to these IMF and World Bank institutions. Yet, I'm of the view that the foundation have to be accurate, have to be correct before the floor. What is in place now, what we are saying, I would, say It's flawed only because there is rules what these people now follow. But if you can identify what it is and point it out, then it's all mute. Business as usual. So again, what's a central bank? Jamaica have a central bank. So let's talk about it. A national bank that provides financial and banking services for its country's government and commercial banking system, as well as implementing the government's monetary policy and issuing currency. Again, what is currency? The US dollar or its equivalents. So you see the Bank of Jamaica issue, as you'd say, dollars, not US dollar, but Jamaican dollars. They would call it bank note or promissory note when it's not backed by nothing. But as we go along, we look at the definition of words and, we attain clarity that way. So again, when we are shared, if you're too lazy to qualify the information, you cannot critique. Yeah. So it makes sense for you to qualify information before you can even think about critiquing what it is. Don't watch the messenger, pay attention to the message. Emergency Banking Act, 9th March 1933. So this is where everything fall in a bankruptcy, my people. This is why it's safe to say the de facto system that is operating right now is operating under bankruptcy from an insolvent capacity. We have to get that clear, crystal clear. Why we can say that this is the reason and bring forward this Emergency Banking Act in 1933, specifically March 9th. And this was signed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt on March 9, 1933. The legislation was aimed at restoring public confidence. Why is that? In the nation's financial system after a week-long banking holiday that is extant. When we say extant, it means still existing. So the banking holiday from 1933, we are talking about bank and banking, financing, the financial system. So there is a banking holiday that is still going on, but people were born yesterday clueless about this kind of information. You understand? Totally clueless. And again, them will say a foreign thing, not realizing, say, if a foreign thing, why the political entity known as the government of Jamaica is a member of this foreign thing called IMF or World Bank. Why is that? And why is Jamaica have a central bank here on this island? And what is the purpose of a central bank or a national bank? I just read it. What's the purpose of the central bank, people? It provides financial and banking services for its country's government and commercial banking system, as well as implementing the government's monetary policy, not law, policy, and issuing currency. issuing currency. And what is currency? The fictional paper. Yeah, man. I remember because of the banking emergency or the bankruptcy, them remove the substance, and as them go along, them replace it with negotiable instruments, paper. So this is where the currency comes in, called the coin or currency. As we go along, Public Law 7310, 12 of May 1933. All of these things them can do their own research. An act to relieve the existing, this is why I would say it's extant, existing national economic emergency by increasing agricultural purchasing power. This is where them come with them agricultural lean, but as we go along, we're going to share them kind of information there for sure. So, boy, straight across the board it apply. To raise revenue, this is when them talk about them want tax you in order to raise revenue. But this applied to a specific group. You have to just know that. For extraordinary expenses incurred by reason of such emergency, to provide emergency relief with respect to agricultural indebtedness, that are probably the agricultural lien, to provide for the orderly liquidation of joint stock, land, bank, and for other purposes. So this is Public Law 7310. Seeing, provide relief. Now we go to volume 48, chapter 8, stat 1, 1, 2. And these are the statutes at large. So, we are trying to express what I'm deal with in a little more detail. So then we go down to this area, it has said, when you read the statute at large, it states that the federal government will pay my public debt dollar for dollar. And note, it doesn't say that the government will pay for anything I desire to buy, like a car or, certain things when necessary. Only that it will pay my legitimate debt. Now, if that's the case, what would be the public obligation or the legitimate debt we are talking about? That would naturally include utilities. You are talking about basic necessities. You understand? If you have a debt where you own your house, you're supposed to own it, we have to have the information for own it allodially. Yeah, man. But we're not going to get too far away from the payment information that we are dealing with. Now, what's the title 31 USC Money and Finance, section 5118. So this is a little bit more expressive. Now, it's a goal clause and consent to sue. In this section, goal clause means a provision in or related to an obligation alleging to give the obligee a right to require payment. And I say this, so who is the obligee? Like Digicel or any one of them debt collector present themselves as obligee. And all of these debt collectors have to register to the state, so all obligation is government obligation, so then become the obligor. And we have to just understand what are going according to how them set it. So anybody require payment in gold, be a particular United States coin, that means not even the US $1 coin them can use, or currency. So currency would be what? The dollar. Remember again the paper. United States money measured in gold or a particular United States coin or currency. So this is when they must them not really deal with substance per se. Now them say two public debt obligations means a domestic obligation issued or guaranteed by the government, them say the United States government, but by any government to repay money or interest. So public debt obligation is a domestic obligation issued or guaranteed by the government to repay. So when to repay money or interest. I wonder if people comprehend these things. No. It got on to say B, the United States government or government may not pay out any gold coins. So them I remove the gold coins. And them say a person lawfully holding United States coins, that are the dollar, silver dollar, gold dollar, like what we carry, and currency, probably that are the paper notes, silver box and all them things with the paper, may present the coins and currency to the Secretary of the Treasury for exchange, dollar for dollar. Always remember this term. For other United States coin and currency other than gold and silver coins. If you don't know where you do or read, you get confused and in a circle. That may be lawfully held. So this is where the emphasis is. Lawfully held. Now what could be the other? If them master them remove one set of things. So what could be the other coin and currency other than silver and gold coin that may be lawfully held? The banknote or negotiable instruments. The Secretary shall make the exchange under regulations. Rules and regulation meaning legal standards, not law, prescribed by the Secretary. Now C, once that the government withdraw its consent given to anyone to assert against government, its agent, or its officers, employees, or agent a claim A on gold clause, public debt obligation, gold clause, public debt obligation, or interest on the obligation. So the government withdraw its consent. The government withdraw its consent. That means that it now permit anyone to assert against the government, its agent or officers, employee or agent, a claim on a gold clause, public debt obligation, or interest on the obligation. B, for the United States coins or currency, or C, arising out of the surrender, requisition, seizure, or acquisition of the United States coin or currency, gold or silver, involving the effect or validity of a change in the metallic content of the dollar, or in a regulation about the value of the money. I forgot through it, man, as boring as it might seem. I forgot through it. Paragraph 1 of this subsection does not apply to a proceeding in which no claim is made for payment or credit in an amount greater than the face or nominal value, right, have to be dollar for dollar, in dollars of public debt obligation or United States or currency involving in the proceeding. In other words, if the obligor asks interest here and there, you understand, like how you said and trick people and I say, boy, I pay this and then interest and that's this everlasting thing. Right here it show you say it not apply. Let me read it again. Does not apply to proceeding in which no claim is made for payment or credit in the amount greater. No claim is made for payment. For payment. Listen to what these people talking about, or credits in the amount greater than the face or nominal value in dollars of public debt obligation. So, like when all the utility company that must send you public debt obligations, this is what it is, my people. We just not comprehend it through, we not view it this way, nobody not go teach it this way, and we can't know. We're not supposed to know these things, even when it's right there. You understand? Now, tree say, except, let me see if me I miss nothing. Except when consent is not withdrawn. Is not. That's why we have to withdraw our consent and watch what we are doing out there. Under this subsection, an amount appropriated, meaning take for payment on public debt obligation and for the US coin and currency may be expanded only dollar for dollar. So you see them are expressed there in a one whole heap of words to tell you, say, boy, $1 the same as the next dollar, the same as the next dollar, irrespective of what I'm try to say, because it's all paper. But as we go along, they will get some more clarity. Remember the introduction to most of my people, them don't know nothing about what me I talk about. It's like I'm speaking French. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Bonjour, vous bien, merci is like French, or it's like Spanish. Como se llama? You know what I mean? Some little, gibberish what them can't comprehend. However, once we present it and them keep seeing it, then, familiar, them I go, familiarity I go kick in. But if they never see it and never ever see it, they'll never know this kind of information exists in order to learn it so they can apply it. They'll never know. Who ever tell them? Which politician? Which attorney here on the island? Now go happen. Not with a demonic principality that is governing. Yeah, man. For them agenda is that George Soros rainbow, usurpation, or the rainbow belong to nature herself. So down to nature, them a try imitate with them cross-dressing behavior. Let me focus. Let me focus. The one said in this subsection, obligation means any obligation except United States currency. Any obligation except United States dollar. The dollar is a currency, as we say at the top of the presentation. So them say obligation mean any obligation payable to the United States money. You see what I go on? So you see the difference with currency right here. My people, I know say them thing are going from in the 1930s, And the item will miss these things, you know what I mean? Which it's only natural. Most of were born yesterday. So without the ancestral spirit that animate you, they direct you in a them kind of direction. Yeah. You can't get it. You have to learn it from YouTube, from people where, you know, a move on the level. Yeah. And even then, you're going to get lost out there. You're going to just follow some people. And you're going to have to follow some people. But when we share it this way, we are show the them say, watch out. From you is your ancestors, and your ancestors is you. That bloodline are going to animate through you. And the information what we are sharing now are going to naturally resonate with you as Indian, not as a black man. Them term they are yesterday term. You understand? Not as none of these foreign concept. If we're going to take on a concept, let's take on the Indian. Why not? Not even man. Better I man say Indian. Yeah. Indian man or Indian woman. But we are the Indian of this hemisphere. And you have some East Persian type people. You serve the Jawar Dravidian people from Asia and call themselves East Indian of Asia. So there's only two set of people right now classified as Indian. We here in the West and the Persian usurpers, the Hindu usurpers, calling themselves East Indian because they are deny the Jawar Dravidian original people of that location. But again, people not gonna know these things until them really do some, in-depth research. Yeah, man. So number two, say an obligation issued containing a gold clause. When an issue an obligation containing a gold clause or governed by a gold clause is discharged. You hear this? On payment, dollar for dollar. I mean, I go on the grassroots approach, I go on the approach from a neophytic perspective. We are create our own words too. Yeah, a neophytic, meaning neophyte, a beginner, a neophytic perspective. That's the approach. We don't know nothing about what go on with us or discover these things. So we are say, oh, we can figure it out for, what I mean? Get this thing, clear within our psyche. That's all it is. That's all it is right there, my people. So when them say an obligation issued containing, like when them are saying all of these things, gold clause or governed by the gold clause is discharged upon payment. What is payment? When you tender payment. When you tender payment, it's paid. Once them is like this. That's why we're going to continue on this, line of reasoning where we're going to talk about, the UCC offer and acceptance. Once them send you a presentment, which is an offer, then you accept it, acknowledge, accept it for value, approved, and you return it. You endorse it. By endorsing it, that means you acknowledge it and you return it. You understand? And that is payment, tender of payment. But we only have so, you know, we have to share the information this way. Our people, I got say, boy, them not know about it. So if we not share it, bring it to their attention this way. So we know so this is what it is. Then we remove plausible deniability from these people. This is why I share information. Them can't say them never know. This is a public area. This is a public venue. And when we share with information, it is considered public notice. Don't research my people. That's what it is. That's why I said all the government agencies are now on the internet. All of them have to have a email address and some kind of formal way of communicating to them, or you know maintaining some kind of account or record with them. This is why you have a social security number. In their world, it's called a identif what is it? EIN number, electronic identification number. But you have some foreign people who tell us it's employer identification, all that nonsense. When I get caught tonight, we can't manage it, we don't know about it. We have to just work with the basic, what we know, what we have, and what we can work with, and we just improve from there. So when we reach the what I call the advanced people's level, then we'll get there. Right now, we got to take our baby steps, and we're now run left for people. We're now going on a private group and I share information with just some, you know, people who can spend money. On this platform, we are say we are the money, we are the source, or we are the energy, or we are everything. And that goes for you also. But you know, you have to choose to view yourself that way. Yeah, man, opposed to the demonic forces out there, a place value on us or a place value on things. And then when them place value upon things, then you know, push those values on us. This is why we have to choose to apply ourselves for ourselves, my people. Yeah, man. So again, on payment dollar for dollar in the United States, coin or currency that is legal tender. So when them say coin, that are the $1 coin note, or currency, which would be the paper dollar, as legal tender at the time of payment. So this is interesting. Most people will know about these things, but this is a part that most people might miss. This paragraph does not apply to an obligation issued after October 27, 1977. Why is that? Because this very section provided for many years that a requirement of repayment of debt in a particular kind or currency could be made by legal tender. So all of this could have gone up until October 21st, 1977. Now it says as of October 21st, 1977, legal tender, which is these Federal Reserve note where Digital and the Light Company and everybody are asked for. Legal tender for discharge of debt is no longer required. How about that? Why is that? Because the legal tender, which is those paper note, debt paper, negotiable instruments, is not in circulation at par with the promise to pay credit system that exists now. So clarity feet out the people. Right now, all kind of cannon bomb fear go off out there, all earthquake fear clap out there with them kind of information that being presented from our perspective, grassroots. Now, I know it's a bit confusing, and as we go along, because I know when I want there all day, our people now have them kind of attention span there. But I got present probably one of them bill, I got present the digital bill and express what me I talk about. Because we have to express it. Yeah, and when would I make things private? You only make it private if things is going smooth. The moment one's a contest, you have to present things public. You know what I mean? That way you secure your interests. Because people like carry you behind closed doors and give some private non-disclosure deal. And when you look, you know, you find yourself in a Dubai. You don't even know how you reach a Dubai, but you know you're going to some private meeting, but you end up in a Dubai. I don't have no interest in them thing the rest. So I bring my thing public accordingly. You understand? These people out here, these elite people like to use a thing called Tootsie, but them slip it like a Mickey in your drink or in your food. Yeah, probably them will spray it like a perfume. And once you snake a whiff of it, yeah, your cognizance gone. Yeah, man. You know, have no more control over your brain power. So you have to know who you associate with, and we have no interest to chase them illusionary riches, wealth, or money. All we have say is this: if you don't give us paper in our name, then our surety it belong to us. We couldn't get it if our mother never share it. And the moment our mother share it, that means she is the grantor. And whoever she share it with as recipient, they are trustees. And as long as it's in the public, that's what it is, public trustee. And that's what is called a trustee or a trust relationship, where you have a grantor, which is the mother, the recipient state agency is the trustee, and the offspring of the grantor shall be the beneficiaries. It's that simple, my people. And then when it come on to the finances now, them just reverse the roles, or them just rearrange the terminologies, put it that way. Yeah, them reverse the role trying to place themselves as a beneficiary, and then reverse the terminologies where they now use the grantor, trustee, and beneficiary. Now they must say surety, you understand? They must say obligee, and they must say obligor. You understand? So the bank is the surety. The government entity would be the obligee, and you, the man, the secured party, or the principal, would be the obligor. So that's all them do, for confuse us as a people and mix we up as a people and care we go last way out in them commercial sea. But not all of us. Sometimes it will take one, just one, for raise the alarm and say, look out, look out. Yeah, man. The colonial pirates are coming. Look out. If it's only one voice amongst the sea of distractions that is out there. I man there, I say, watch, you know, see them belly, them financial system is their, you know, say their root, is their base, is their found at them belly. Let's learn to comprehend what it is so we can dissect it and reverse engineer it. You know what I mean? Because them say any kind of thing called trust agreement is an agreement that is made in your favor or in our favor, not in the Babylonian favor. We have to assert ourselves accordingly. We can't allow them for place with like we are some slave. Now I say our defense. Lot of information I now stay all night, you know, but I just go and rock and roll for a few. I don't even look for see who is in the chat, because that is, you know, well, two more time I now go off nobody in my group chat area. I'm not gonna say it irrelevant, but the information where we are share is more so. And we have to put it out here because we don't have nobody on the island where they on this level. Not yet. them in a class right now. I learn. Now we say our defense. I refer to the federal government's obligation to a man such as I. Chapter 48:8, Stats 112. Not a subject's remedy, not a subject citizen's remedy by House Joint Revolution 192 resolution. No, none of that. But a sovereign man's remedy by public law, chapter 48, 48 stat 112. Now, we said the federal government removed the public's liability to make payment by making all contracts null if it required the payment to be in substance or debt. You understand? Because the people did not have any money to pay. So number two would say all that must be done. I think I missed the day. So all that must be done now is to discharge the liability. All we can do, my people, irrespective of what people are paying or got headache over, we can only discharge the liability. We cannot write off or charge off the debt because we are not in possession of the surety account, that is the public trust surety account. Who have it? The fiduciary, obligee, trustee, agents is in the possession of the surety account. Who is that? D. Kelly from Spanish Town. You understand? These guys are what them call the administrators, and them man they we appoint the judge, or them have to pay the judge. You know, when them come in front of a man like me, them in a problem. Them have to go negotiate them terms with them judge, cause somebody have to get paid. And them normally used to fleecing you when I know what go on. But through them run them risk, and me call them bluff. The court clerk, Dave Kelly in a Spanish Town, I got offered pay the judge and pay for the case. And you know me, I don't want nothing more than them do what them supposed to do. You know, compensate me and give me back my vehicle, make sure the paperwork what the service provided is in order and up to date. Because me now go spend them money there. You understand? And I like what they are say we want to sue this and no, when I present nothing like that, pay attention. We don't do nothing like that. Not yet. Not yet. So what's that these people are who have in possession of the account? So we must provide them with the tax return or the charge return by returning the original offer. What is the original offer? Any presentment what I'm sent here. Any paper what I'm sent is called a presentment. It's called an offer. And that would be the original offer. So in our case, all you have to do is take off the check and endorse the check and send it back to them. That's what I did with my internet provider, but I guess them not comprehend what it is, so I'm gonna express it. And as we go along, we present with defense and we see it work out. But it's, you know, when we can say, yeah, I know what me I say, you know, and what the law said. Yeah, man, I follow the rules and regulation. I never create and come up with these concepts and ideas. It's yours. It's just that I keep it hid from most people. But I couldn't hide it from the people. I mean, a greater Portmore. A greater Portmore cut from a different cloth. Yeah, man, St. Catherine people is a different breed of people, man. When them good, them great. And when them bad, them devil. Yeah, really devil. When them bad, as one can say out there. And so we're there in a Portmore, we have to always salute our location. We're not hide. And we're not living in a place where we have to be ashamed of. After this on a Riverton City. And Riverton City are where them say the dump is. Yeah, irrespective of the bossy community that is developed there. But until anything change, My area in a Riverton City, so me know me another words, our place another words. All we have to do is continue to learn and improve. That's it. Yeah, man. That's it. So again, we say we cannot write off or charge off the debt because we are not in possession of the surety account. The fiduciary trustee, obligee, agent is in possession of the surety account. So we must provide them with the information, which is you send back the offer to them. So the fiduciary, them are going to discharge the liability. And them are do it, and we, all we have to do is provide the information and them supposed to just do what we say. Now come tell we say this is how them want it and this is what they want. It not work that way on our public servant. This is, when I have a problem, I put in a proper place, acting like on his master when one is that slave. One choose to be so by on an oath of office to serve I, who is a part of the people, and to uphold the constitutional laws maintained under the common law. This is the rules that is there for you guys. It's just that I don't think we don't know it. So we have to express it to make uno know, so we know, and we are all know accountable. But we can't hold no accountable if we don't have no knowledge, if we don't have no information, and if we don't have it in writing where we can show. This is why we said, notice, and we love the email process because we can't hide the fact that communication has been established, and we tender payment and on a self-acknowledged payment. And that means that whether I want to say hey or nay, everything is discharged. And that's our people have to get upon the level here and I get caught up in too much of the fanciness and the shenanigans of all of these fancy words and terms with these foreign people who hang out with P. Diddy. Most of these guys hang out with P. Diddy. Yeah, man. We don't need to make payments that are acceptable to the fiduciary trustee obligee, which would entail or infer that we made the offer. You comprehend that? We should make the acceptance and return their offer as payment. Excuse me. So that a payment, people. Payment is not what one think it is. You know what I mean? Or what some fiduciary trustee has said is. Payment are what the uniform commercial code, which is their laws and rules. That's what payment is. That's what it's said. It's what that instrument said. It's not even a constitution kind of a, you know, be in conformity with the common law. So all we have to do is just learn these things and get the clarity, my people. And that is it. But I'm one kind of love the fact where, yeah, we can share them information and I share it over and over again. Number 5 says the obligee made an offer by presentation. We did not. Who is the obligee? The utility companies. I remember everything prepaid, them already get paid enough, but them have to try trick you, sucker you into paying those Federal Reserve note where later we're gonna discuss and find out, it not really have no value. It's just because of the agreement and the consent. And if you agree, say, boy, a stone is a diamond, then the stone become a diamond. You get me? If you agree, say, Andrew Holiness is the supreme creator of the whole boundless universe, and all of you people agree that Andrew Holiness is such, then Andrew Holiness shall be such because of the agreement, my people. You understand? This is why we said if it's only one voice, that's saying, look out. You get me? Don't be distracted. You understand? Yeah, man. Get to them road, man. Get to them foundation, man. Get to them financial system. Get to them source and effect right there. Yeah, man, because we can. Me I show you say I take no rocket scientists to do these things. We just have to, apply ourselves, you know what I mean? And take it step by step. That is it. That is it. Bank loan, these are some definitions. I think we can wrap it up and touch upon this later, cause some love go on, Now I gotta go give you everything, cause it don't work that way. When I want everything, and I go in the location, then I not spend no money. So I can get all I want, all I wanna pay for. But over here, with us a share. You understand? As we apply ourselves and study and, we don't mind I bring forward what ideas, bring forward what we look at and share it with the ones then. But the payment we want to see out there now, we want to think it is, them a trick way. And this is how, them keep people in the illusion of poverty. That's why I say we're wealthy beyond our wildest dreams. And let me tell you this, it's a state of mind. It is a state of mind, because if you live in a board house with dirt floor, just by how you keep that place, a man will come through and say that money I live high in a man, that money are wealthy. You know what I mean? Just how you keep and care your environment. I want to make foreign entity, which is artificial construct, a place value on things or on you. I guess a lack of knowledge to that. Anyway, whole heap of information that this is why I'm telling us that, the writing of books will never cease. And for us, the same thing with learning. It will never cease. Can't cease. And I just touched upon something here. So, money. What is money? This is the Bouvier Law Dictionary. That's what we use when we are dealing with the legality. Money is gold, silver, and some other less precious metal. You hear that? In the progress of civilization and commerce, have become the common standard of value. Silver and gold as money or less precious metal become the common standard of value to avoid the delay and inconvenience of regulating their weight and quality whenever passed. The governments of the civilized world have caused them to be manufactured in certain portions and marked with a stamp which attests their value. So, I want to see what money is. This is called money. Most people can't express money this way. This is why we use the 1856 Bouvier's Law Dictionary to ascertain, the meaning of the definition of the words being used when it comes on to their legality, my people. Now it's for the purposes, or for many purposes. Listen to it in a money, banknotes and negotiable notes will be considered as money to support account of money had and received the receipt by the defendant of the bank note, promissory note, or credit in account in the books of a third person or any chattel is sufficient and will be treated as money. When I hear this, so when me I read I talk about currency and money, and currency represent the dollar, but money represents something else. Money represent the negotiable instrument. You know what I mean? Example, bank notes, negotiable notes. You understand? Yeah, man. So, other step by step people. Money bills. Bills are projects of laws providing for raising revenue. So, I want to say what money bill is, and I say what a bill is. Bills or projects of law. Projects of law, which are bills providing for raising revenue and for making grants or appropriations of the public treasury. Appropriations of the public treasury. Take over the public treasury. The first clause of this, okay, this other, all bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur with amendment as on other bills. Yeah. Let me read, continue. What bills are properly bills for raising revenue in the sense of the Constitution has been matter of some discussion. Not really given not much. So in practice, the power has been confined to levy taxes, award a bill, yeah man, to levy taxes in the strict sense of the word, and has not been understood to extend to bills for other purposes. All of this information I try to show the eye themselves. When I think of this, of that, and when I think it's that, it's not. Something else I go on. Yeah, man. Something else I go on, people. There's another definition where I might just money had and receive an action of a sum set will lie to recover money to which the plaintiff is entitled, and which injustice and equity, when no rule of policy or strict law prevents it, the defendant ought to refund to the plaintiff, and which he cannot, with a good conscience, retain on account for money had and received. All them thing are just a breakdown, and then throw from some 1800s, you'd have to look what a sunset is, which I've done, and you just match it up with what I go on so you can get clarity. But usually you have to go back to what was at the foundation, because what was first is usually choice. So you can get the clarity. And yeah, right, that's another 1 hour mark. We can wrap it up and leave it right there. And no say information share. It not make sense. Me keep it inside of my head. It not do no good right there. I have to push it out in the atmosphere. Again, give thanks. Give thanks. That one I kind of drowsy, but I think the information is there. So again, we say gratitude. Complete gratitude.